Hey guys, it's Dorian. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a fantastic day. For this video, I wanted to show you guys a speed build of a house I recently put together on Twitch. This house was inspired by a Twitter post. Someone in the Sims community had been asking if someone could build this house for them in the Sims. And I think ultimately they decided to use someone else's because I think they responded to them sooner. But I was intrigued by the prospect. It looks like it's a pretty cool looking house. I'll put a bigger picture up on the screen so you guys can see. I do have it up on the other side as well. But it looked interesting and it looked a little intriguing just because the way the roof line and kind of that awning was. I wasn't sure how that would work in The Sims. You can kind of see right here, I'm starting to put the roof together. I did struggle with this a little bit because in my mind this looked like it was going to be like a flat roof. I wasn't sure how to do a flat roof and still do an awning that looked good. Ultimately, I just decided for like a small slant and I think it came together pretty well. It doesn't the build doesn't match the picture entirely because there's some things we can't do in The Sims. For example, we can't do different wall tiles on the roof wall. So you can kind of see towards the end there, it's like that column of like stone that goes all the way up. We won't be able to replicate that in The Sims because we could do it for the actual like walls, but once we get up to the roof, it's kind of like an all or nothing deal. But like I said, I was inspired by this build. I actually haven't been doing a whole lot of building recently. For my Twitch streams, I would usually stream building during my lunch break. So around 11:30 a.m. I would stream for an hour a few days a week, try to get some building done. And then my evening streams, which are Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 8 p.m., I was doing more gameplay. Work had picked up a little bit, so I hadn't been able to do any building streams in a while, but I figured this would be a good way to kind of get back into it. And yeah, I think it came together pretty well. So as you guys can see, we're working on the exterior right now. I was trying to replicate those columns as best we could. As you can see what I was talking about, unfortunately you can't do like a single tile with wall paint for a roof piece. So it's going to be kind of like all plaster. I do think I do end up changing it over to all stone, putting the windows in right now. I also struggled a little bit with, it looks like, to me in the picture, it makes it look like there's a side door right there in the living room. I was trying to get a door that would kind of match the height of all the windows. Ultimately, I decided just to replace it with windows because there's already a front door and there's already a door leading to the kitchen. So I didn't think we need another side door, but I think it looks better with the 3 windows there. Right now, we're just putting the railing, just doing some extra exterior work right here. For the most part, I did the actual full shell of the house and then I started work on the inside. So I don't really do the landscape until last. I didn't capture all the landscaping as part of the speed build. So when we do the final build tour, I'll show you guys the landscaping. But yeah, right now, just figuring out a very basic wall paint and floor tile. I ended up trying to do this room kind of clockwise. I started the living room, then did kitchen, dining room, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom. So it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. It is small. I didn't try to set it up as a tiny home. I still think it's too big to unfortunately be registered as a tiny home, but it is a bit of a tighter build. Yeah. So right now we're just doing the furniture for the living room. I decided to keep things mostly monochromatic and just throw in a few little touches of color here and there. So you see we got some plants. I kind of hid some shelving back there so I can put some shelves on top of the upper cabinets. So I can put items on top of the other upper cabinets rather, instead of trying to just manually place up everything. With that said, I did have to use tool quite a bit just to get things to like get to the right height. Yeah, it's a struggle, my friends. It's a struggle because the upper cabinets, they make really good like lower bases, but you can't actually put anything on top of them. But yeah, no, I think it worked out pretty well. I did use the picture wall from the what's that kit called? The Decor to the Max kit. I think that's super cute. And also I went into the gallery and found some like random like cross stitch patterns and I tried to put them in as decoration as well. I think it turned out pretty well. I don't think it counts as CC up on the gallery. But no, it was just a kind of different way to add a little bit of another visual element to it. Because I always complain that there aren't enough paintings or like wall patterns in here. I realized that, Sims paint and cross stitch pretty much anything. You can do your own custom paintings or you can download them off the gallery. So I'm pretty sure they don't count as CC. I think they used to at one time, but I don't think it does now. But yeah, if you ever find yourself needing additional paintings or any wall patterns, like either have your sim paint something or try to find some paintings on the gallery. And yeah, we just gonna kind of go through speed things really quickly here. But right now we're doing the kitchen. Kitchen, I was kind of kept that same like monochromatic. We were kind of doing like black and white inside, so I kind of keep it here. I did struggle a little bit trying to get the cabinets laid out just right so that I could have, so that I could blast, excuse me, so that I could have the sink be centered with the window with not having full size cabinets on the side. So I did have to size one down a little bit with tool just so the cabinet countertops wouldn't click. I did also eventually end up creating a sim, as you can see right now, sticking them in there just so I could test everything, make sure it works, just because we were getting some pretty tight spaces, especially as we got into like the dining room and bedroom areas. But no, this is the kitchen. It's fairly small, fairly straightforward. I think these are the Dream Home Decorator cabinets and the stovetop, but I think it came together pretty nicely. I also used, there's a black and white, I think it's a black and white tile pattern from Parenthood, which I would have never thought to use, but I think it came together pretty well. I think it kind of lends itself pretty nicely to the space. And yeah, right now we're just kind of doing a little bit of clutter. I like adding clutter to the kitchens, but I don't want it to be like so cluttered that you can't use any of the cabinets. So any of the countertops rather. So I think it still works here. But yeah, this is the black and white pattern I was talking about. Yeah, trying to keep everything relatively monochrome. I have a few splashes of color here and there. Which see I also did as in Debug, I put some espresso cups on the shelves. If you try to put coffee cups from Debug, they will eventually spoil and it'll get like the green little like gas cloud above it. But if you use espresso cups, you can put them in as debug items and they're relatively okay. And you see I put the small table, 4 chairs in. I put a little dog feeder in there. I thought like having the pet in here could be kind of cute, but I did have to play around with it just to make sure this would all still work. And yeah, dining room, this was relatively straightforward. The biggest thing here was just trying to find a picture to put up on the wall. Eventually I was trying to do like a wall poster, trying to put on top of a mural, try to give it a little bit of depth, but then I decided it wasn't worth it. So I just used the cats and dogs for those 4-piece picture sets right there. And yeah, I think it looked cute. I tried playing around a little bit more, but ultimately decided, you know what? It looked good as it was. And now we are into the bedroom with a giant bird. I paused the game just in time to have like a bird kind of hanging out overhead. But this is the bedroom. This is what I imagine to be the master bedroom. Like I said, it is still pretty tight. The double bed is up against the wall. Your sim, they can scoot over in order to use that far side of the bed. You may want to play around with it though, just because if you have 2 sims sleeping in the same bed, if one of them is sleeping on the side it's not up against the wall, the other one might not be able to get in. But I kept it up against the wall because that's how it's laid out in the actual floor plan, and also wanted to make sure I had room to put a desk in here because at the very least I wanted to have like a desk in the house. So yeah, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see the bird occasionally just kind of frozen overhead. I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, the bedroom, like I said, smaller room, relatively straightforward. But yeah, right now, the bathroom, again, it's a 6-tile bathroom, so there isn't a whole lot you can do, but I tried to make it as interesting as I could. Try to add a few more modern touches. I did end up having to tweak things a little bit because thank God I had a sim in there to play test. Otherwise, I would have had the tub and the sink on the other side, and the sim wouldn't be able to use the tub. I did include a tub because I figured in case you want to have kids in here, if you have toddlers, you're gonna need a tub to bathe them. And since I did add a dog bowl, if you want to have a dog in here, you're gonna need a bathtub to bathe the dog as well. But no, this right now, we're just doing the chicken to style again, working the bathroom. Now, this is the last bedroom. I tried to do something a little different here. Hopefully it comes through when you put on the gallery. I kind of wanted to create like a thicker headboard. So I used the modular shelves to kind of create like a little block shelf in front of it. I did have to tweak it a little bit because with the walls there, it kept trying to snap to the walls a particular way. So I did have to remove the walls, just try to be able to place them freely. But nah, I think it came together pretty well. So we have closet space. I did have a few little cluttery bits of toys in here. Yeah, another thing I did with the posters, I tried to put them like on a bit of an angle because I wouldn't imagine like a kid's room having the posters like straight up like perfect 90-degree angles. So I used tool to be able to kind of rotate them a little bit. Some of them already came like that, but most of them are just a straight whole flat line. But I thought it looked cute. Put a little bit of clutter in the corner and just a few toys. I don't know how old your kid's gonna end up being here, so we have a desk and a computer so they can use that, but we also have some toys they can play around with. And I have a little teeny bit of landscaping I'm doing right now. I didn't do a lot of landscaping on stream but I did a little bit here. But it looks like we're about to get to the end of the speed build, so I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour. All right, so this is the lot I placed it on. It is, I believe this is a 20 by 15 plot lot. I placed it in Newcrest. I thought it worked out pretty well for it. And this save file, I don't have anything else in here anyway. So, all right, so this is the exterior of the house. You can see I added a few plants to the patio as well, but this is the final result. And I think it came together pretty well. Like I said, the biggest thing that kind of threw me was I wasn't sure how to accomplish the roof with the awning, because I was envisioning it as kind of a flat roof. I also didn't want it to sit like right up against the tile here, but I think it worked out pretty well. I am realizing I forgot to paint that though, so we're gonna paint that. Oops. And then for the bathroom, I did kind of create like a bump out and kind of create like a little, like a second additional roof thing on top of that. Someone in my Twitch stream commented that would be a really good spot for solar panels, and it does kind of have like a modernish look, so I thought solar panels would fit together pretty well. You'll need eco lifestyle in order to use the solar panels, but if you do, it might help save your bills a little bit. So we have some landscaping. We have this giant tree right here, but I just did some bushes kind of all the way around. I did a little flower patch right there, and then out back, I didn't want to put too much because there really isn't like a back door. The door's on the side, but I did put a few garden plots, and I put a couple chairs and a table under a little shade tree, which I thought was pretty cute. And then just kind of go all the way around here, and we're back out to the patio. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. All right, so we're walking into the front door, and welcome to the house. So we have our, like I said, mostly monochrome living room, but we do have some little pops of color. These hanging plants, this one is from Blooming Rooms, but these are available in Debug. These are from Nifty Knitting, and they're the hanging succulent plants that you can knit together. I think these are adorable. I use them all the time. This light right here is from the fitness pack, and it's just a nice modern light. I use this in quite a few of my builds as well. And then these pictures, these are from Cats and Dogs. So for those of you who don't know, like the square pictures that come with the Cats and Dogs kit, there's a whole bunch of different swatches, but the similar colored swatches all kind of go together to make like one bigger picture. And in this particular instance, I thought I put it up in the corner, but you can see I used another one in the dining room, and it just creates one big image. But we have a nice little view of the street. We have all of our clutter up under the TV. So we have a video game system. I think this is supposed to be like a wall speaker, but I set it down a little lower, so that way it just looks like it's sitting on the shelf. We have some plants. We have the soccer photo. I really wish we had more photo frames that you can kind of stick custom photos in, but I figured that'd do the job for now. If you move into this house, you can put whatever photos you want in here. And then this is that photo wall I was talking about from Decor to the Max, and these are the cross stitch patterns I found online. I thought they were really cute. And yeah, this is pretty much it for the living room. Like I said, it's a small house. There isn't going to be a whole lot to go through, but we're going to make our way into the dining room, where you can see I have that same photo set from Cats and Dogs, and you kind of see it creates like one big image, which I thought was really cool. We're using that fitness light again. And then this is our kitchen. Very, very light, very bright. But the grayscale tile background, like backsplash / like I guess like wall tile, I thought it came together really well. We have our Debug espresso cups. We have some Debug coffee bags. I like to fill them in the kitchens because I think it makes sense just to have little bags of coffee sitting out everywhere. At least for me. I am a bit of a coffee addict, as my husband would say, so we always have a lot of coffee around. And yeah, not much else to report in here. Yeah, so we have our little dog bowl, and like I said, we did play test everything. You kind of see a little bit in the speed build, but all these chairs should be accessible. I didn't actually put a dog in here, but I'm assuming if a sim can get through here and sit in this chair, I'm assuming a dog can get in here and get to that food bowl. So moving on, let's go check out the bedrooms. So this is what I'm envisioning to be the master. It's tight, but it's got pretty much everything you need. So it has dressers. I turned it into like a big wall installation using the modular shelves and the custom hanging clothing from Dream Home Decorator. We do have the bed. Like I said, it is up against the wall, so you may have some issues if you do try to have two Sims sleep in here, especially if one sleeps on this side. If one tries to sleep on this side first and then this one comes in later. So you may want to move it, but I put it over there because, like I said, it's the way it's set up in the picture that I found on Twitter, but also I really wanted to have a desk in here, and I I didn't think I'd be able to move the bed out much more and still have a desk. But like I said, feel free to change it up if you need it. This will be on the gallery. But no, we have our desk, our laptop. I sized down a little notebook, make it look like a little journal, something like that. And yeah, like I said, pretty small build, not much to show you, but we're gonna go ahead. We got 2 more rooms. We got the bathroom, which again, kind of sticking with the black and white motif. I think these stacked stones, I think these are from Spade, if I'm not mistaken. But now we have, picture, we have a tub, so that way you can have pets or toddlers and have them take a bath in here. I believe this toilet's from Eco Lifestyle. It's a little bit smaller. I thought it would make sense in here. I did put the toilet paper, because you gotta have toilet paper. And yeah, and I think I believe this is unbent smoothness, this like stucco. Just have a little something a little different. And then last but not least, we have which I would envision to be a kid's room. So we have the kid's bed, we have the modular shelves kind of giving like a bumped out, I guess headboard with like built-in storage. We have some posters. We have another little like clothing setup thing. I really wish I would have liked to have been able to set up something that had doors on it, but I don't know. I think the more open one, I think it works out pretty well. And we have some toys. I did size down, was it Dino? He's usually like pretty big. He's about the size of Blarfy, but I sized him down, stuck him in the corner. We have a little dragon. I also sized down some of the kids' shoes, some of the shoes from Dream Home Decorators, because they're kids, so be a little bit smaller. We have another desk, so we have the computer. I figured a little like homework book. We have the posters, which I use tool to kind of rotate a bit. I have a little TV, and then we have just Apollo junk in the corner. So that is it. Yeah, it is up on the gallery. It's just labeled as Modern Home. My gallery ID is DorianKoholi. I will drop that in the description as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking this video if you actually enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider dropping a sub as well. I will also drop the links in the description for my Twitch stream if you want to see me do more Sims builds lives. I try to stream Sims building Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays around 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And I also stream Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings with some gameplay. And yeah, I'll also drop links to my Twitter and Instagram. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys, and I hope you have an amazing day. Bye, everybody.